Welcome to self-discoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to self-discoverywisdom.com. Yes, we've had a name change from media to wisdom, and you're going to be listening to the genre Choose Positive Living today. Why? Because when we choose to live positively, we make things happen. Just like my guest, Toni Lontis, has made things happen. She has started this wonderful network called Everyday Women's Network, and it's a special podcast network just for women, by women, and it's extremely inspirational. We're going to be talking all about that and everything that it offers today. I'm your host, Sarah Troy, and yes, we've had that name change, so now you're going to know us as Self-Discovery Wisdom, because it is the wisdom that is shared here every week that illuminates your life. Now, Toni, I've had here on before. She's really an illuminator. She doesn't let anything get in her way. It doesn't matter what challenges she's been given, and she's been given quite a few. She's a determined woman to make things happen for other people. So she's launched this international radio and as TV host, and she's a best-selling author, speaker, and visionary, by the way, as well. So she's launched this multi-streaming TV shows, a series of co-hosted business shows on different platforms based in the US and broadcasting worldwide. It is a subscription-based global streaming video on demand, VOD, TV network that provides a platform for women to view a vast variety of content relevant to their everyday lives. The platform enables our channel partners and content providers to reach the audience by broadcasting, including live streaming, their content using this latest streaming technologies. Videos are some of the most powerful ways to showcase your product or service and access and engage with a target audience on any level. So Everyday Women's Network helps smaller businesses on a limited budget reach a broader audience globally every day and get access to that wide range of sponsors and advertisers, while they are also inspiring, empowering, educating, and supporting women of the world to live their best life. Through each subscription, EWN contributes to several of the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I know how much work she's put into this, folks. I know that it's been a very arduous journey for her, but a one of passion, a one of conviction, to give women a platform for women, supported by women. And that supports other women because, quite honestly, women are actually taking over right now. We have put our foot forward. We are changing the way the world is conducted, one foot at a time, one show at a time, one purpose at a time. And we're going to be the difference that everybody needs in the world right now. So, Toni, welcome back to our shows.
Oh, Zara, it's so delightful to be back talking to you again. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. When you told me what you were doing, it's like ding dong, because it's something I had thought about doing and or wanted to have a platform to be a part of because it makes sense. Yes, it's a paid subscription for the people that tune into it, but you have this different levels of people who have podcasts, that they can enter at, or how far stream they want to do. That gives them a more focused target area of being able to, really provide their services out to people who are really do need it, instead of it getting lost a little bit
Mhm.
on the ether out there. So honing
Mm,
things in, and that's something that in a world where there's saturation, having something
yes.
that kind of hones things in with direction, I think
Yes.
is what we're looking for, isn't it? We're looking,
Yeah.
please, I know I need the knowledge, but there's so much out there. Where do I go?
Mm. So I guess for me, Zara, this is the culmination of a vision similar to yours that I've had for a while. So I started obviously I'm Australian, but I started this journey based in America. I started radio streaming out of Florida, which progressed from one show to three shows, and then discovered that video was an important component of connecting with people across the globe. And so I went into a TV, radio scenario with numbers of shows. And then Binge Networks USA approached me for a channel. And so Toni TV was born. And from there, I thought I wanted to take it a bit bigger. And the reason for that is my powerful belief in women changing the world and
Mhm.
changing the globe. And for women to do that, we need to be supported,
Yes.
uplifted, and our perspectives, wisdom, and
Mm.
knowledge needs to be heard.
Yeah.
And traditional media doesn't do that.
No.
So, what we have with Everyday Women's Network is an OTT platform, or a platform that's delivered over the internet. So anyone can watch the content. Even if you just jump on to have a look, you can still see the content. But we are subscription based because I wanted to encourage people
Mm.
to give back as well as have access to female centric content. And that content is in the form of podcasts, TV shows, studio produced shows, audio, the whole genre.
Mm.
And it covers categories from birth to death, business to spirituality, politics to haunted houses, and everything in between. Whatever women are talking about, that's what we want. And the vision for it will be to be a home where people know that they can go and get content from
Yes.
female producers across the globe. So female documentary makers, filmmakers, movies, etc. But we've just launched, so we're just starting on that journey. And it's wonderful that we have Sarah as part of our network as well.
As you will be on my network, people will be able to find Everyday Women's Network on my show banners, which will lead you right back to their platform. And I'm very happy to have them on here because we are so in sync. You know, it
Yes.
is, we know that women have stepped into their empowerment. We know that women are no longer kind of governed by the opinion of, and
Mm.
that we have a vision and we're getting on with it. And now this is
Yes.
not a male bashing or male
No,
abstaining. Male can listen
it's
to this,
not.
male can learn, male can join us. There are so many wonderful men out there that are supporting the
Correct.
empowered woman. But it is for women on women's subjects, and it is about empowering the women to get to that next level.
Mm.
Because we know the tide has turned, the shift has happened. But
Yes.
in empowering and in bringing that to the women, we're showing them you're no longer in the past over that doctrine. You are
Mm.
empowered to be who you are, what you're here to do, and we're here to support that.
Absolutely. And for women who are often portrayed in a certain way across traditional media,
Hmm.
we want to offer that diversity of female thoughts, perspectives, content, whatever women are doing, we want to know about it
Yeah.
because that brings about change. Knowledge and education brings about change. And that's what we need to see, Sarah, across the
Yes.
world at the moment, from politics through to climate change, through to opinion. Women need to have a seat at the table, and
Mm.
my small way and Zara's small way of contributing to this change is to make content available
Yeah.
that helps women be better and helps the world be a better place. We want a different
We're
place for our
pulling up the
kids.
chair, right? We're pulling up the chair for you to
Yes.
join the table, and we're letting
Mm.
you know it's a safe arena, and that you've been kept small for so long. And we're
Yes.
telling you you are larger than life. And
Yes.
I often refer to The orchestra of life. Each one of us is a beautiful instrument. We discover what that instrument is. We learn how to play it. Yes, we can play solo and we can play very, very well and be very inspiring. But when we come to collective as an orchestra and each one of us in our strength create a harmony that resonates out as a symphony and invitation to others, look at the
Yeah,
empowerment. And in that orchestra, we need people that play the triangle and people that play the lead violin.
absolutely.
Everybody has a place, but it's about our personal strength coming collectively together.
Mm, mm. And Zara, the other thing that I wanted to sort of point out too, this is all age groups as well. I do want to recognize particularly women over the age of 50, because by the time you get to 50 and above, there's a certain amount of wisdom that you can share with the world. And there's
Exactly.
this, which leads us to talking about self-discovery wisdom, because there is wisdom that
Yeah.
comes with age.
Yes.
And if we can talk to the younger generation
Mhm.
and help them avoid some of the things that we've had to walk through, then that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're kind of paving the way, and you still
Yeah.
got to take your journey, and you may walk into a few
Yes.
thorns, but
Yes.
what we're doing is we're giving you wisdom, skills, and tools that you can put in your backpack and journey. So when you do meet your obstacles in life, instead of being
Mm-hmm.
swallowed up by them, oh, I have a tool for this. I have knowledge of what to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
But the other big thing is life is going to happen to you.
Yes.
Make it happen for you. No matter
Yes.
what happens to you, we've both been through some trials and tribulations,
Congratulations.
right? And it's who we become because of it. Right? What do we
Definitely.
learn about ourselves? The strength, the courage, the abilities, the discovery of who we really are and what we're really able to do. And every single person I've ever interviewed, and I'm sure the same with you, and some of them have had horrific journeys,
Yeah.
horrific.
Shocking.
Each one of them have said, and although I won't go back and repeat it, I'm glad I went for the journey because who I am today, doing what I'm doing today, wouldn't
Yeah.
have happened had I not had to face that adversity and discover my own strengths.
Absolutely. And it's what you discover out the other side
Yeah.
that is, and you have a choice. You have a choice in
Mhm.
how you respond.
Mhm.
And I say that with a caveat of being kind to yourself. So
Yes.
if you've been through something major, a trauma,
Mhm.
it is understandable and normal to go through a process of grief,
Yep.
of dealing, of all of those things that,
Readjustment, right? Yep.
yes, and to be kind to
Yeah.
yourself in that process, but don't allow yourself to stay in that
Yeah.
place. Move forward. Because, everyone would know people in and around them who are negative
Mhm.
or angry about what life has dealt them. That's a choice, isn't it? That's a choice that people make.
We
And
can be angry initially at something that happens to us. We
absolutely
can go through the whole gamut of emotions. We need to go through that gamut of emotions because that's
correct.
spending it. Don't turn into violence and don't turn into self-harm. And part of that
Yes.
self-harm is don't stay the victim.
Mm.
Because you're staying the victim, you're empowering the person that has victimized you.
Correct. Yeah. And there is also power in making a choice to move forward.
Mhm.
Allow yourself the time and space that you need to go through what you need to go
Yeah.
through, but then it must come to a point where you go, okay, all right, let's move on. Let's grow and not stay stuck in that
Yeah.
point. That's was an important discovery for me, is that you don't
Mhm.
have to, you have a choice every single day about how you wake up and how you go about your day. And for me, reminding myself daily to be grateful, no matter
Yes.
what is happening, no matter what horrible calamity, no matter what,
Mhm.
find the gratitude in that which is really tough, Zara.
Oh, I
But I
know. Yeah.
think as you get older, you begin to
Mm,
go, okay, right, I know where I am at the moment. Okay, something needs to swap. And you sort of go, right, okay, let's move on. Let's be grateful for that experience. What have I learned? How has it changed me? How am I going to do life better going forward? That's the
yeah.
choice that we get to make. And even in horrendous situations, you still have a choice, not about what happened to you, but how you move
Yeah.
forward. Yeah?
Well, that goes the same with illnesses. Both of us have compromising bodies that are
Yes.
there daily, and there is no leaving it somewhere else and hoping it's not going to
No,
catch up
they
with us.
remind you.
They're there every single day, and they give us
Yeah.
limitations of what we can't do. But instead
Mm,
of focusing on what we can't do, we look at what we are able to do, and we find
yeah.
different ways of doing things.
To do it.
And then, now and again, the body goes, hello, you're not paying attention. It's
I need to
tap,
sleep.
tap, and we're in a partnership with it. Okay. You need more time. You need some rest. Honor yourself. Right. But so many people, I have this, they make themselves, I am the disease or I am the problem. I am what's
Yes.
happened to me. No, this is something maybe that you've been given because God or the universe, Gus, whatever you wish to call it, doesn't give us
Mm,
anything that he knows we can't handle,
yeah,
right? Sometimes it's
absolutely.
okay, all right, okay, thank you. I don't need to
I got
handle
it.
anymore. I got it.
Good now. Good now.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing is, I know that, and I'm sure you too, looking at your past, looking at your past life,
Mm,
and every time I'm in something that feels difficult and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next or why are things going
yeah.
wrong, it's
Mm,
like look back to where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago,
mm.
20 years ago, and go, oh my God, look how far I've come.
I know. I need to be reminded because I am always in a hurry to get to what's next.
Yes.
And for me, I actually need to be reminded often, look what you've come from. It's okay. There's no hurry. Slow down.
Yes.
The world won't fall apart if you look after yourself, and self-care was something I didn't learn till later in life. And I
Right.
still struggle with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, as I was jumping on our call today, I was thinking about my calendar, and I have slots that are open earlier in the morning in Australia so that I can talk to my Canadian and US people. And then I have a gap in the middle of the day where I try and take a lunch break and a bit of a space,
Mm-hmm.
and then open up the calendar again at the evening so that I can talk to Europe, and
Mm-hmm.
Australia fits in there wherever possible. So this morning I woke up thinking, I think I'm going to have to adjust those hours again
Mm-hmm.
because I'm feeling a little more tired, and I need to give that a little bit more space, which is a struggle, Zara,
I
because
know.
the
Because there's
world
always so much on
wants,
the
there's
agenda, right? There's always
always,
so much
I
to do.
know,
I know.
I know,
I know. But
I know.
yeah, that goes back to being kind to ourselves. Like today, 4th of April, is my 11th anniversary of being in podcasting.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Zara. That is phenomenal.
Well, when I started this, I didn't even know what a podcast was. And when I took this
Yes,
journey, I had no idea where it
yes.
was going to take me. And it's the only thing career-wise that I've enjoyed so much that it doesn't matter
Yes,
how I feel, getting up every day to do this means something. But that doesn't
yes,
mean this is the candy part of it, the interviews.
yes,
There's all the other
yes,
stuff that you've got behind it. And of course, I've
correct.
rebranded. So there's all the stuff that has
Which
to go
is
with that. Yeah,
monumental. I'm
it
not
is.
sure the audience understands when you take on a rebranding of a known brand,
Mm,
it's massive. From changing the logo to going through updating a website to changing the wording, it is a massive
it is.
undertaking.
On every
And Sarah's
platform
just
that you're
doing this.
on, right?
Correct.
That's
It
the thing. It's
has
not
to be
just your site,
changed.
every platform.
Massive,
Yes.
massive, which actually brings us back to why Zara and I are working so closely together is that I believe that what Zara does with her podcast, and there are so many amazing
Yeah.
podcasts you've produced, just wonderful content going out
Yeah.
into the world every week, week after week after week. So when I asked Zara to join Everyday Women's Network, she is like the guiding light of who you want your clients to be, because Zara shows up day in, day out, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
She gets up and continues to produce amazing content, which is the perfect sort of person we want to be aligned with in Everyday Women's Network,
Hmm.
because I know in joining with Zara that her content will just continually keep coming so that people will have wonderful new content all the time.
And by people who are willing on whatever level, because I have 19 genres here, on whatever
Mm,
level, on whatever the topic is, there are
yes,
people that are heart driven, that want to make a difference in other people's lives. Because, this
yes,
this is what I did for me. I want other people to share this. I want to see if other people benefit from my journey
yes,
and what I've done.
yes.
And whether it's just an inspiration of a book or a journey they've taken, or whether it's a program or a practice, it's they've taken their journey. They've
Mm,
discovered their wisdom on whatever level, and now
mm,
they know, and that's part of wisdom. That's a part of the gift of
yeah,
wisdom, is I've got to share it. I've got to share
exactly.
it.
And people often don't realize that sometimes the little pointer, the
Yeah.
little bit of wisdom, the little tip, the
Yes.
little trick that you might hear or watch in one of these shows may
Yes.
be the thing that drives you to extraordinary. Yeah,
The shift. Sometimes we're just
correct.
stuck. Sometimes it is, if there's only one thing you get out of a show that goes ding dong, all right, that
Exactly.
is that something that very often why we are stuck and we don't know where to go, or we feel a little lost and alone, is
Mm,
because we're in this almost a bubble.
yeah.
And when you hear that somebody else has gone through similar that you can relate
And
to,
being in the same sort of bubble, but this is
yes,
what they did.
and they
That might be the
popped it.
one thing
Yes,
that pops you
yes,
out of it.
yes,
I know it's
exactly.
been that way for me.
Yeah,
In like often I'll be interviewing someone, and I have immense curiosity about anything and everything,
yes,
which makes interviewing fun for me.
yeah.
Um, and it'll
Otherwise, why
be
would we do
something.
it?
I know, and sometimes I'll be interviewing someone about whatever it is we're talking about, and there'll be a moment that they say something, and it's like a penny drops, and you'll go, "Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oh wow! I could try that. That
Yes.
could be the difference." You
Well,
know?
the 11 years of doing this, who I have become in this 11 years, because of all this wonderful wisdom and knowledge and encouragement and support that
Yes.
I have been given by people that are following us, people that I've interviewed, that
Mm,
it has changed me, and
yeah.
it's allowed me to become the person that I always wanted to be, but didn't know I could be.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. There's a wonderfulness in human connection
Yeah.
to story, and the storytelling component of human life is immensely important, not just for this generation,
Mm.
but for all the generations that go forth from this time. The learnings from us talking to different people will
Yes.
have an impact, I believe.
And transcending time.
Yes,
In the
yes,
11 years, I've got 3,000 plus shows there. I haven't done
mm,
all of them. I've done about 2,900 of them, I think. Um, and they range in time. My shows that I do every
yes,
week can be 5 minutes, no, and never more than about 10 minutes or 30 minutes, depending where I'm
yes.
at. But my shows, as you know, can be an hour plus. I have
Mm,
the one for Kimberly Butler on the other day, a photographer for Barbara Walters and the stars and politicians. And at 2.5 hours, I thought, oh my God, I think we better stop. The time
Oh,
just went because she was
wow.
so fascinating. The time just went.
Yes.
And that is my kind of platform because I want people to feel so comfortable that they're
That they can hear.
just going to let it all out because they
Mhm.
feel comfortable. And I think
Mhm.
people who are listening to it feel they're a part of that conversation, that they're a
Yes.
part of that, they're feeling part of the group there. And it's
Mhm.
when we listen to other people's wisdom and knowledge, we need to listen. We're going to learn something, but
Mhm.
now it's inviting you to apply.
Yeah. And sometimes application is a little more difficult than we
Yeah,
anticipate.
yes. But then you can reach out to the people that have
Yeah.
inspired you because inspiration
Mhm.
begets invitation. I was
Yes.
inspired.
Mm.
Can you help me on this next
Yeah.
part of my life? Because it isn't just about them sharing their story. Very
Yeah.
many of them have created wonderful coaching or skills or platforms that are now there
Yes.
to help someone. So basically, a
Yes.
lot of the time, these shows are promoting their why, who they were, why they're
Yes.
doing
Yes.
what they're doing today, and how it can help you. It's a
Yes.
beautiful calling card,
Mm.
right,
And
of
there is
invitation.
help out there, Zara.
Oh,
There's
yes,
help in many, many forms. So you and I have been talking about coaches, for
yes.
instance, in this moment. Um, Everyday people can access coaches of
Mm,
all different
yeah,
genres, of all different walks of life. And sometimes that external voice, that external knowledge is so incredibly helpful in
yes.
life. I've always tried to have a coach or a mentor throughout
Hmm.
my my progress because it drives me forward in a way that is separate to my own drive. They see things that you don't see
Yeah,
because you're in it and because you're too
yeah.
close sometimes.
Sometimes we can only hear our own voice.
Absolutely.
And we
And
need that other voice, are you saying this? Did you think about that? How
yeah,
about this? And sometimes that's all we need. Um,
yeah,
for me, 5 years ago, the universe gave me an image of where my business was going. And for me,
yes,
I have to do it as a graphic because that's how I
yes,
am, right? That is
yes,
the
yes,
platform of where we're going. And then it was like, is it this person? Is it this person? And it didn't work out, didn't
mhm,
work out. And then it's
yeah,
like, it's okay. This is something I've had to learn to do, which the gift of all this podcasting has done. It's okay. It will come when it's meant to. And
yeah,
then you and I had talked a long time ago about, collaboration. What can
ages
we
ago.
do? And then
Yes,
beginning
yes,
of the year, you came back into my life. So
yeah,
did somebody else. And everybody had gone and done their thing. And now we
yes,
were ready to bring ourselves together and
together.
support.
Mm. And there's the other component of this, Zara, is to show and lead
Yes.
that women collaborating,
Hmm.
it doesn't double the impact,
No.
it quadruples the
Yes.
impact and the ripple effect. So just the very act of us agreeing to
Hmm.
partner together across each other's platforms has an impact,
Yes.
and we can't underestimate
That
that
ripple
agreement
effect.
to work
Yeah.
together has a ripple effect.
Mm.
Yeah.
And also I love the big C word collaboration.
Mm.
I hate comparison.
Yes,
You're going to
yes,
have different women podcasts and they all have their own style. They are all their own instrument.
definitely.
It's not comparing somebody's to another.
No.
What we're looking at is when you're watching a TV station, not every program is duplicated the same as before. Every
Yeah.
program is bringing a different story, a different style, a different this, and
Yes.
we're going to get what we're going to get out of
Yeah.
those programs.
and
You're
and
giving the
people
platform.
and people will hear their messages from different people.
Yes.
It'll be the person that resonates with you. And by having such a wide variety of content,
Hmm.
you will find the answer somewhere from someone. So
Yeah.
you might not hear it from Zara or I, but you might hear it from one of our other collaborators.
Yes.
Uh,
Exactly. At
there's
the
there's
time you need
enough
to hear
there
it.
at the yes,
You
exactly.
go, oh, this sounds interesting. Don't double check yourself. If you're drawn to something,
Mm.
Just follow it, allow it, listen.
Yes.
And you may be
Yes.
kind of listening, I don't know, am I getting anything? And then suddenly, oh,
Oh,
that's the reason why
wow.
you were allowed to listen. We
Mhm.
overthink things.
We do.
Sometimes get out of the thought, just trust the feeling, trust the
Mm.
allowing. It's
Mm.
going to lead you to the show that you need to hear at this
Correct.
moment.
Yes, yes, yes. And oftentimes, answers come when you
Mm.
least expect them.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking, oh, let's just go and check out this network and see what's on there. And bang, you're watching Zara talk about something, or you're watching me, or
Mhm.
you're watching any number of the other content producers on the network
Yes.
that give you some pointer that makes all the difference. And the other part of that is often women have amazing perspectives.
Yeah.
Again, we're not dissing men. This is
No,
not
no.
anti-men. But for women, we don't have the platforms that our wonderful male
Hmm.
counterparts have access to.
Hmm.
The biggest shows across the universe at the moment are all male dominated. I
Exactly.
want to flip that switch.
Yeah.
I want more women producing more content that is helpful for everyone across the globe.
Women have a common sense approach to life.
Mm,
If
yes,
anybody has become a mother, you
yes,
know that there's many balls up in the air that you are throwing.
yes.
When my daughter had her son, she said to me, Mum, how did you do it with three? And I said, I don't know. I just did it.
Did it.
You know,
Yes.
whatever was in the moment. Is it dinner? Is it this? Potty training, diaper changing, this, you did it because you're in the moment. And we're
Mm,
very capable of rolling up our sleeves and managing a few things at once. Do we get
yes.
a little exasperated sometimes?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
But we take that same approach into what we do in our work life, right?
Hmm.
Is that we are very, very capable of seeing the bigger picture, of multitasking. And people say, oh, you should only do one thing at a time. Yes, but
No.
that one thing causes a branch off, right? Because we're
Yes.
we're also very efficient with what we want to
And
do.
that's the other thing. I have this conversation with my husband because he goes, I can only do one thing at a time. You've got too many things going on in your head. But for women, that's how our brains work.
Yeah.
We have multiple streams going on
Yes.
in our heads because that's the feminine
Yeah.
brain working the way it's meant to work. Whereas guys are often solely and singly focused on one thing at a time. I do know men that multitask, but not as well as women tend to because that's one of our superpowers. That
Yeah. It's like
ability
putting a
to
piece of,
juggle multiple.
yeah, we're putting a puzzle together.
Mm,
So, our minds go, those are the edges, put them there. This color is there, this there. I live with a 90-year-old, and when she gets a puzzle, she separates all the pieces.
mm,
These are all the ends. This is this color
yeah,
batch. That's that color batch. She's got everything ready. Then
yeah,
she does the outside, and then she looks to the color spectrum of where it's going, and she just get lost in it. She has a
mm,
strategy that she's had since
mm,
she was in hospital with polio. So that's when
yeah,
puzzling came into her. But we do have that strategy. And I had somebody on last week that was talking about, just a wonderful platform in order to take your phone numbers, your emails, a reminder
mm,
who the people are, because I will be the first one to admit that is my nemesis, but
yeah,
writing things down, filing, putting things in one order. So
yeah,
there is somebody who saw a necessity. Right? She needed it in her own life. She saw it worked in the business life, and she
mm,
decided to create it. Just like
mm,
you see
yes,
women who have had all this wonderful information, and you want to
yes,
put them under one umbrella
yes.
so
So
somebody
they
can
don't
come to
get
your candy
lost.
store.
Yes, so that it doesn't get lost in
Yeah,
the noise of the internet. So, I
yeah,
mean, you can go to YouTube and search for anything that you want. But if you want to specifically search for female content,
yeah.
it doesn't always come up the way that you want it when you search for it. So, I just wanted to house that female centric content in one place.
Yes. And we're not afraid to talk about on any subject,
Correct.
right? whatever the subject
All
is,
topics.
all
Hmm.
topics. And so there's something there for you that, you may be, oh God, I've got this problem. I don't know who to turn to. Who's talking about it, right?
Yes.
And,
Correct.
we're brave enough to face any subject, right? Except
Yes,
hate. You
I
can keep that
agree.
one.
Yeah, except for the hate and nastiness.
Yes,
I don't think that
it's not
the older I
productive.
get,
Hmm.
the less tolerant I
Exactly.
am of unkindness
Yeah,
in
yeah.
every instance. Just be kind.
It's simple, isn't
From
it?
my perspective,
Yeah,
you have a choice in that instant to be nasty or kind.
yeah.
Choose kindness.
It's going to get you much further,
Oh, definitely.
much further. It's going to open so many more doors. It's going to get so much support. I
Mm.
mean, social media people give a big rap to, and we all use social media as our platform for
Yeah.
marketing, for connecting,
Mm.
for networking. I
Yes.
simply put out the other day a picture of my son winning award at a Chamber of Commerce, um,
Mm.
best leader under 40.
Yeah.
He's had 260 people comment, and it's my son, it's not even
Oh,
me, right? And it's like,
yeah.
what it shows you is we love to celebrate somebody else's success,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
It makes us
Yes.
feel good. So if
Yeah.
somebody's facing a problem and they've gone through that problem and now they have a success, we love it. If somebody's got a
Mm.
problem, we want to step forth and say, how can I
Yeah.
help you?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Because that's who we are.
Definitely. Mm. Definitely. Definitely. And it's it's group help
Mm.
and group acknowledgement that is good for the human soul.
Yes. And everybody on your network, nobody's competing with each other. Everybody has
No.
their own flavor, right? They're just part of one great big huge channel that
Mm.
everybody's got room. There's room and space for everyone. And
Absolutely.
there is no one show that fits all. There, people
No.
will have different needs to listen to different things at different
Yes.
times in their
Yes.
life. And that means it's just there's a platform there for you to
Yeah.
find that person you need.
Exactly. 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 And it's just, again, it's part of that bigger vision
Mhm.
of providing space for all perspectives to be heard, that
Yes.
safe space to talk about difficult things.
Mhm. Yes. We weren't given permission to talk about difficult things in the past.
No.
It was suck
Correct.
it up, nobody's interested. Everybody was
Yes.
quick to judge. Oh, what did you
Yes.
do wrong? And we've
Yes.
we've changed that tone now, and we
Thank
realize,
goodness.
thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. And you can keep your judgment aside. We're asking for your compassion and your understanding.
Mm,
And the
mm.
more that people start talking about something and they realize, what, there's no judgment here. There's no stigma. There's no persecution. I can be
Correct.
open and honest,
Mm,
right? We're creating a safe place for you
mm.
to be open and honest because your honesty and what you're talking about has become somebody else's permission who is listening.
Correct. That there is, and that again, just by showing up, you give other people permission to do the same.
Yes.
And there is and should not be competition. There should just be collaboration and sharing
And support
and
one
support.
another. When
Mm,
we lift each other up, we all rise to greater heights. All of us.
definitely,
And it
definitely.
doesn't mean you have to agree to everybody and how they do it or the way they do it.
No,
That's just
no.
not your cup of tea. There is
Mm,
somebody else. There's somebody for everyone, right? It's a
mm,
buffet. You don't have to eat the whole
yeah,
thing, right? You're
that's
going to
right.
pick out your favorites, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that the other food on the table isn't delicious.
Yes, that's right. Exactly right. Exactly right, Sarah. And it's again, keep going back to that word perspectives.
Mm,
If you give people different
yeah.
perspectives, you then allow them to think differently and to experience life differently. And
Yes.
if you start thinking about, because there's no, in any subject you talk about, there are different perspectives. Take politics, for instance. There are so many different perspectives.
Mhm.
But if you just allow yourself to listen to someone else's perspective. It may actually change the way you think.
Yes.
But you have to give yourself permission to listen in the first instant to someone else's thoughts, someone else's perspectives, because no one person has all the answers.
No, no. And God, what a burden that would be,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's just way too heavy for, for
yeah,
people to have that.
yeah.
Um, Now you've got so many wonderful programs here for people who do have a podcast. You've got the EWN, Everyday Women's Network affiliate
Yes,
program. You have the affiliate earnings. You have the affiliate
yes.
other things going on. You've got I'm looking at here. You've got the partnership
So
info.
with the affiliate um program, we pay people for referrals that
Hmm.
turn into clients. That's and it's just about, I see it as giving back. If
Yeah.
you're good enough to refer someone to us,
Yes.
recommend someone to us, and they become our client, then I want to give back to you. Do you know
Yes.
that's an important component of what we do? And our affiliate program covers all sorts of things from subscribers to whatever program we're working with someone with. So if you're listening today and you think, oh gosh, so and so might be interested in having their show on the
Mm.
network, then just reach out. That's all it
Yes.
takes. Yeah,
And there's so many different levels you have too. Like some
you
people
do.
maybe want to be all in and kind of really want to go the full hog. For other people, it
Yes,
may be just dipping their toes in. Then maybe they
yes,
only have a podcast that's, once or twice a month um
yes,
or one a week. I am on average anything from 16 to 24 a month.
yes,
So,
yes. So
I'm a different level.
I was just going to say, if we explain it in terms of Zara, so Zara will have a channel on Everyday Women's Network called Self Discovery Wisdom. So that will be her channel on Everyday Women's Network. Now, what she does with that channel, of course, it will be filled with all her amazing shows, but she then has the ability to add other people's shows to her channel,
Mm.
and she can monetize that. She can
Ah,
also use her video content to promote and direct people to whatever she wants them to do. So if
mhm,
she is doing promotional podcast shows, which are a paid or sponsored show,
mhm,
Sarah will be able to do a video that talks about that and perhaps have a QR code on the end that
mhm.
directs them straight back to Zara. Now, the reason we've done this is because this is about collaboration.
Yes.
And I want people to have an ability, for women in particular, to generate income or revenue
Yeah.
from their content. And it's very simple to do.
Yeah.
You've all seen the adverts on TV. Be your own advert.
Right.
Be your own advertisement of what you do, who you are, and direct people back to you. So Zara's up here with a channel of her own called Self Discovery Wisdom, and that's one of our biggest packages. And the investment is across 12 months. And for that 12 months, we host your content,
Hmm.
and then we do the promotion, digital marketing, social media, newsletters, PR, blah, 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 blah,
All that
around
stuff
your
that takes so
channel.
much time.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we do that. And then the next step down from that is a content partner or TV content producer. Same scenario, only it's a smaller package with less of the goodies that come
Mhm.
with a channel, but we still do the same thing. We still do the promotion, PR, newsletters, digital marketing, social media around your content, and go, here we have, I'll mention one of our content partners, Julia, who talks about helping people in the workplace,
Hmm.
in toxic work environments, and she's very good at that. She has programs and courses and workshops, and so she is a content, and she
Right.
produces video content, and her video content talks about tips and tricks and hows and wheres and stories, and but it also will tell you about how you can work with her. So that's a
Right.
content. And then our little baby package is called TV for your podcast. And it's one of our most popular little
Hmm.
packages. What it means is you've got an amazing podcast, you've got it on all the podcast
Hmm.
platforms. Let us put it on the TV platforms. So we have an affiliation with Binge Networks, who has a syndication with 350 other TV platforms. So
Mm.
places like Tubi, Hero Go, Pizzazz, TLC, Zondra Networks. We have that syndication. So we just grab your podcast and we put it on TV. So even if you're just producing audio, we can still make a video from that audio and
Mhm.
distribute it the same way. But many podcasters are now embracing video and audio.
Yes.
And so therefore it's perfect for TV. It's perfect for TV.
Now, I can say, having done this for 11 years, that one of the hardest things is getting yourself out there. Now,
Yes,
I'm on
absolutely.
16 audio platforms, 3 video
Yes,
platforms. I'm on 5
yes,
sites. I'm on several social medias, and I'm putting it out there all the time. I do all the tag keywords for Google, but
yes,
it's still
yes,
difficult getting it out there, and it can be
correct.
extremely expensive. Now, your platform has different price ranges for a person who just wants to listen and subscribe, for people that want to bring their podcast.
Correct.
But what you're looking at is, here's your podcast. You can do your own little, promoting of it on your own platform,
Absolutely.
but it's been taken care for you, because that, I
Yes.
can tell you, is so time consuming. And it
It
can be so
is.
frustrating, and it could cost a
Yes.
great deal if you've got one here, one there, one there, and one there. Having
Yeah.
it under one umbrella, here
Yes.
is my show this week. Go with
This
it.
is where we are.
Yes.
Come watch, come listen, come give us feedback,
Yeah.
etc.
Yes.
And we want to encourage a community
Mhm.
around Everyday Women's Network. So we already encourage our channel partners, our content partners, our podcast producers to collaborate, to
Mhm.
interview each other, to
Yes,
work
yes,
together,
yes.
because that's what it's about. That's that
Community.
ripple effect.
Community.
Community.
You've created
Yes.
a community where we're all there supporting each other. And
Yes.
that is the whole point of it. The village is only as strong as everybody's participation. And
Yeah.
everybody has a role to play in that village. And we're there to
Yes.
support each other when things go wrong. We're there to support each other when there's a celebration, right?
Yeah.
Even the village idiot has a role, right?
Yes.
But that village is only as strong as each of our participations. And it doesn't mean it has to be full on 100 degrees. It is even just little support, comments,
Yeah.
sharing, you know, uh,
Yes.
talking
That
about on your social media.
sharing
Yes, yes.
is so important.
Mm,
So important. So if if you're listening to or watching someone's show and you enjoyed it, please talk about it on your
yeah.
social media channels.
Yes,
That's a
yes.
gift. So you've gotten value from listening or watching that person and their talk, their interview, whatever it is. Talk about it on social media. It may seem like a no-brainer. It may
Yeah.
seem like a simple, but do you know how much that helps? It's often a thankless role, interviewing people and putting content out. And that one small, I really liked Zara's show today. She interviewed X about Y.
Mm,
Here's where you can find the episode. Done. That's all you need to
yeah.
do. But do you know, in that instant, you are spreading the word, you are uplifting, and you are supporting.
The
The
ripple.
more we do that
Yeah.
as humans, the
Yes.
better our world will be.
100 trillion%. And it's the same as that when you're interviewing someone, when they know you're on this platform and it's going to reach so many people. There are some people that do charge to do the interviews because everybody's got to make a
Absolutely.
living. And that actually gives
Absolutely.
them, what you're on these platforms, this is where it's going. You're no longer
Yes.
the little podcast that's trying to find its way in, in the ocean. You are now actually a part of something that really does feed everybody else, which is really, really important.
And yes, so there are so many amazing podcasters out there that put out their work every single week, like you do,
Mhm.
or maybe they're just doing a monthly
Yes.
podcast. They believe in what they do,
Hmm.
they just want to get it out somewhere else. And
Yes.
the podcast platforms can be a crowded space.
Hmm.
So then you get to go, my podcast is on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeart, da 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 da,
Yeah.
but it's also on the TV network, Everyday Women's Network.
Right.
And
Right.
they are syndicated with Binge, USA, da da da. And
Exactly.
it just gets you out there in more places.
And that's really what it is. If you're doing this, you're doing it because you want to get the message out, right?
Mm.
And that's the important thing. You want to get the message out and you want to know as many people are listening to it, not for vanity, but because you
No,
want the message out there.
because you believe in the message, and the
Exactly.
message is the important bit.
Exactly. Now, I'm having you obviously on my platform. So when people go to, selfdiscoverywisdom.com and look at the podcast tag, all of my genres are there and your genre will be there, which then will take
Yes,
people to subscribe. And then when they click on your page and open up, they will also, go to how they can be a part of it as well. Because
correct.
that's, what it's about. You may actually think, you know what, I wanted to get into podcasting. But I wasn't quite sure what platform to use. I've got so
Mm,
much to share, or so many people I want to interview, but I don't know
mm.
where to do it. And this is a wonderful
Yes,
platform to do.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And I
And
used to I used to have hosts, and I know how
yep,
much work it is. I know how much
yes,
work it is,
yes, you
and
did used to have hosts,
I did,
Zara.
and it just got to be that it was quadruple my work. And
Yeah,
so I went to mentors, but now what you've done, you've put everybody under one bracket, but you've also made it easier for them to upload their shows, for them to
correct.
support their own program without you
Yes.
tearing your hair out and doing everything. So,
Yes, yes. We've when we programmed the platform, and we had Indian programmers and developers who helped us build the platform, because you need a it's like, think of it like a website. You have to
yes.
build a website. So you have to build a platform. So we put in lots of things that will make it easier for people to promote their shows, upload their shows. We
Oh,
will
I've
create
just, sorry, I lost
that,
your volume there for a moment.
and we will create that community around the
Yeah.
network as well.
So whether you're just coming to listen and you just want to hear all that content, you want that inspiration that begets the invitation, or whether you are somebody that really wants to take their podcast over to another level,
Yeah,
or you really want to now really branch out, and this is the platform to do it in, whatever level
absolutely.
you're at, and this is where they go. So where do they go if they just want to subscribe and to listen in?
Yeah, so if you jump onto EWNTV.online, that's the easiest place to go. So on your desktop, your laptop, EWNTV.online. There's also a downloadable app for Apple iPhones and for Android phones as well. And we are building the apps for smart TVs. So but the easiest place is to go to EWNTV.online, and you'll be able to look and see the content that's on there. But once you've watched 4 or 5 videos, it will then pop up and ask you to subscribe. Of course, if you want to subscribe as soon as you jump on there,
Hmm.
just click the top right hand button that says sign up, and it will bring up the page and allow you to sign up. It's a monthly subscription of $6.95.
Nothing.
$6.95
Yeah.
is all it is. So just like you subscribe to Netflix, we
Mm.
would love you to subscribe to Everyday Women's Network. Part of your subscription doesn't helps maintain the platform, but it also goes to helping a female charity, i.e., women fleeing domestic violence, and a
Mm,
global earth charity such as planting trees in Tanzania. So
wonderful.
not only do you get access to content, but you're giving back to the globe as well. And we specifically wanted to do that so that you know you're not only watching great content, but you're also helping the planet.
Exactly. Now, and if somebody has a podcast and they want to come in as a partner, because you have the affiliate program, the channel partner info, the content partner
We
info,
do.
but where is the best place for them to go in and start
So the
kind of getting the layout?
website, yeah, the website, which is everydaywomen'snetwork.tv, has all of the greater information. So even the website, everydaywomen'snetwork.tv, has a clickable link to the platform. So we're talking two different things here, but if you go
Mhm.
to the website, we have all the information. Or otherwise, just reach out to me, Toni Lontis, on all socials, all platforms, anywhere, or Zara, and
Mhm.
Zara will be able to help you with that information.
Exactly. Well, I love what you're doing. When you were telling me, it was like, wow, hallelujah. Kind of a
It
no-brainer.
has
And
been it has been a huge undertaking,
yes,
much bigger than I thought. But I'm so glad we're at this point.
right.
Now we can grow and move forward.
Exactly. And it's a wonderful platform, one that 100% support. And I think it's just a wonderful place. I know, look, folks, take it from a podcaster of 11 years. This is hard work. This is very hard work. You haven't got just the interviews. You have the whole, platform that you're laying for people, the uploading, the creating of the videos, the everything else. And having it placed somewhere where you know the audience is going to find you and they haven't got to
Yeah,
find you somewhere out there
yeah,
in the ether
yeah.
is an absolute blessing. So please, folks, if you're interested because you've got a podcast, reach out and maybe just the listening might lead to something. You may feel, I've got
Absolutely,
a voice too.
absolutely.
I want to share
Do you
too.
know, I'm really excited that we have Zara and Self Discovery Wisdom on the network. I cannot wait for you to see some of that wisdom. My job for this week is to continue uploading some more of Zara's content for her, but eventually she'll be able, that's how simple it is. Eventually, Zara will be able to upload to her arts content. She can upload 1,000 shows a day if she so desires. Not that I would recommend that, but not that I could, you
Not
definitely have
that
the
I could
content
do
to do
that.
that, but exactly. But what we're trying to say is that this is simple and easy, just to like you upload a show for your
Yeah,
if you're a podcaster and upload your show, no different, just
exactly.
a different platform.
And it's
But
nice
I'm
to have one
so
home to go
excited.
to listen to everyone. And yes, you are a new platform. You are starting out. And this is where, it's not, oh, I'm going to wait till it gets bigger. No, folks, this is get in on the ground floor, be part
Yeah,
of that building block. There's something so satisfactory in being
yeah,
part of that ground level and helping build the
absolutely.
village. It's so, so wonderfully
Because you only get
warming.
that one
Yeah.
opportunity at this stage, because I want to grow something really, really big. So if you get to say, I was there at the beginning and
Mm,
now this is what the network provides, because that is the plan. I want to
yes.
grow, I want to provide female movies, documentaries,
Mm.
independent filmmakers. That's our platform. That's where I want
Yes.
them housed.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if you want just to subscribe and listen to the shows, you go to ewnTV.online. If you have a
Yes,
podcast and you really want to be a part of it, it's everydaywomen'snetwork.tv and just see what they've got there. And it is
fantastic.
about you. Just please share your voice and
Yeah,
listen to the voices that have been shared. We are here to uplift, to illuminate, to support, and to care for each
yes,
other. And in doing so, we're going
absolutely.
to raise that vibration, folks. We really are.
Definitely. definitely time for a raise in the Earth's vibration.
Most certainly. And I invite you to go back to Tony's show, which she did with me before. All you have to do is put in a name, Toni, Lontis, Lontis, into selfdiscoverywisdom.com in the search engine, and her show
Was
will
a
come up.
great
Plus, there'll be a
interviewing
link on
you.
your show page here now because you've taken quite a journey. This is something I've really realized. The people that had a really rough journey are the people that are doing the most.
Yeah, it has. Yes, tricky, but again, if I can
Compelled.
show people
Yeah.
that they can get through tough stuff,
Yes.
then that's part of my message as well, Sarah.
Exactly. Well, we could show how in sync we are. We both love the same blues. We're both wearing lilac.
Oh,
Not planned.
through the halfway through the interview, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm finding that, Zara, when
Yes.
I work with women closely, you will be
Yeah.
amazed at the
Yeah.
synchronicity. So we didn't plan our color
No,
choices. I
no, we
just thought,
didn't.
I thought that's what I'm wearing today.
Not yet.
And it
Exactly.
happens so often with women. And I think it's
We're in tune
lovely.
to each other. We're
Really,
in tune.
yes,
We're on that
yes,
wavelength. We're open to receive and,
yes.
open-hearted, open-armed, and let's just see what we can do together.
Absolutely. Doing things together is a powerful way forward.
It most certainly is. I bless you for starting this. I am absolutely elated about this whole program. I'm going to be doing everything I can to promote it on this side. And
Thank
I
you.
just know it's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for this platform, but everything was, the Gaia, the this, the that. It wasn't
Mm,
encompassing. It was too
yeah,
niched and it wasn't encompassing of all of the stories.
yeah,
We are not
yeah,
one story. We are multiple stories, and all we're looking for
yeah,
is a home in which to share those stories.
absolutely.
So thank you for
And
doing it.
Zara, I don't underestimate the power of two women working together in creating something bigger. And once again, I am so delighted to have Self-Discovery Wisdom launching on Everyday Women's Network very soon, people, very soon.
And right here, right now, you will find Everyday Women's Network. You can click in to listen, you can click in to join.
Yes,
You're here,
yes.
right? The platform is here, and I encourage you to go and explore. It's a wonderful big library. Oh, get excited and exploratory about it.
It is indeed, Sarah. Thank you so much for agreeing to join with me
Oh,
because I
no brainer.
just believe so much in what you do, and the amount of content you've produced to help the world is phenomenal
There are
and
so
should
many
never
great
be
people.
underestimated.
Thank you. And there's so many great people who they chose to live positively. They chose to take whatever adversity, suffering, or challenges they have and make
Mm,
something out of it in order to serve other people. And I'm
yes.
just very honored to have this platform where I can celebrate who they are.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad you do what you do.
Right back at you, darling. Right back at you. So, folks, come and join us. Come and explore. Come and see who else is out there. It's the wisdom that's at your fingertips is going to be the wisdom that you need in your everyday life. We want you to spread your wings, to rise up, to be everything that we know you can be. We're here to
Absolutely.
support that. Let us be the wind beneath your wings. Just
Yes.
start cruising the shows and click on, listen, learn, and then I know you've got something to apply. Thank you so much, Toni.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Bye, everyone.
Until next time, folks, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.